Hello,
Where are you from?
I'm from Germany.
Are those
Where are you
from
from?
are those from Sony?
I don't think so, no.
I have a pair of them which look like yours. And these are from
Oh,
Sony.
but they're Bluetooth, right?
Yeah,
Because mine aren't.
like you cannot use it like a Bluetooth.
Mm.
Which company do you know?
I don't think they're from a special. I think they're just no-name
Where
random
did you
ass
get them from?
headset.
It's okay.
They're my brother's old ones.
Okay, your brother's old ones. And what does your brother use? Do you know?
Sorry?
Like what headphones does your brother use?
Just
Like is it
I don't know.
wireless, wired?
Wired, I
What
think.
do you think? Wired is better or wireless? Like currently I'm using a wired one, so and I also have a wireless one, so no answer is
I
going to be
think
wrong.
it depends. Although I think
You think?
wireless ones
Mm-hmm.
ones are more practical, but
Practical.
also
Mm-hmm.
yeah, more practical, but
Yeah,
also
because you don't have to charge them over and over. Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's kind of the problem. You have to charge them,
Mm-hmm.
like not all the time, depending on how much you listen
Yeah,
to music or use them.
every day maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and but you can like run around with them without directly having to carry your device.
Yes, like if you are in a gym or something, like you don't have to like carry the wire with you or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has like, are you in a hurry or something? Like do you have to? You look like you are in a hurry. Are
Um,
you are you relaxed?
um, I do need to go to bed like
What time
in
is
like
it?
5 minutes, 2 a.m.
2 a.m. And why are you doing so up so late?
because I was doing homework.
In English?
No, in German.
Show me if possible.
I was doing math.
If possible, show me. I have to see how you do it in German because I only did it in English. I actually did it
I
in
have
English and with my mother tongue, with first language, but mostly I did it in English.
it on my tablet right now, so I can't show you because we're talking on my tablet. So
Okay, okay, that's fine. Do you have any writings in German? Any writings, any kind of writing in that
uh,
language? I'd like to see your language.
I think I have some
At your
extends
hands reach,
somewhere, but I
don't
don't
you
know
have
where.
anything? At your hands reach, like
No, I
over
don't
here
think so.
I have a 10 rupee note and the note is really old. I don't know why I saved this old note, but over here all different kinds of Indian writings are there. I don't know you'll be able to see or not, but it's there. Okay, and this is
Hmm.
Hindi. If you are wondering about what this is, over here, this is Hindi. Do you know what is it?
No, I don't. I don't think. Well, I have.
Mm-hmm.
I have like printed stuff here.
Yeah, show me.
Oh shit. Uh, here's like a printed.
That's German.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Congratulations.
For what? What did you achieve?
I made my diving license.
Diving,
Mhm.
getting into the water, getting in the
Mhm.
water. Okay, am I
Yeah.
talking too loud or
No,
something? Okay,
it's just that my hair really gets in my face a lot. So
okay. Your hair is, how long is your hair?
It ends right there.
Uh-huh. Okay, some people keep their hair short, but mostly girls will keep their hair long. And diving lessons, like, can you tell me a little bit about that? Like, how did you?
How did I learn English?
No, 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 not. Yeah, how did you learn English? Your English is pretty understandable,
Um,
and you
well,
also
we
speak well.
thank you. We started learning it in school in second grade, but also a lot from like social media, TikTok, YouTube, and
Social
stuff.
media, TikTok, YouTube, and Omegle. Do you want to give Omegle some credit?
Um,
Because it makes it possible to for you to speak. Do you speak English at your school?
mm, well, in English class.
But only in the English class. But on Omegle, if you are, you can talk any time. You know.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, I know what you mean,
Mm.
but I didn't really, when my English became good, like in
Mm.
that period of time, I wasn't really on Omegle often. So
Okay.
it's really, I still have an accent, which I know that I do. Um, but I know the words and the pronunciation and stuff from like TikTok mostly, I think.
I definitely have an accent. I don't have a problem with this. As long as people can understand me, I don't have a problem with this. If you are not moving into America or some other country, you don't have to develop their accent. Okay? Deliberately.
Yeah, I know. I wanna go to England for a year after school, probably.
For 1 year.
Yeah, for 1 year, like do a gap year, um, and then
Like you want
I'll
to
see.
you want to be there for 1 year.
Mhm.
You want to study there or just as a tourist or what?
Um, do you know what au pair is?
What?
Au pair? Do you know
No,
what it is?
no, I don't know.
It's like basically I'll go to a family and like be there for their kids, like if their parents have to work a lot, for example. Um, they allow me to live with them, um, and I basically, I don't know, clean the house or basically be a maid, like care for the children's, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they give me some
Money.
pocket money and also um, like let me live there.
Let me live. Let you live there, but make sure the money is good, right?
Hmm.
You have to make sure the money you're getting paid enough.
Yeah, so basically I'm getting paid to
Mm-hmm.
look for the children
Mm-hmm.
and like or clean or whatever.
Do you have to cook
Um,
for their
yeah,
kids?
well, yeah, it depends on what um the au pair agrees on with the family,
Okay, okay.
but
It
I
will be
can do.
fun to cook for some children who will appreciate your food. It will be really fun. But then you will also have to be able to cook. Like you have to learn how to cook if you don't already know. Do you know how to
Mm.
cook? I think you know.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. Girls are good at these things. Like I tried to learn how to cook. I messed it up.
Mm.
And how long did
Yeah.
you take for you to learn how to dive?
It was like a course that went over a week, I think.
In 1 week you
But
learned how to dive.
mm,
Wow. Like I know a little bit of how to dive. Like when you are at the in the deep, but you have to like you are the level is over there, water level is over there, okay, but you are over here and you have to go all the way over here. Then when you are over here you have to you come this much, then you have to release the pressure, then you come this much, you have to release the pressure again and come here that way. Does it happen that way?
yeah.
I think it's much more complicated than that, but can you explain a little bit how do you do it, like how,
Um, that's
what do you
basically it.
have
You
to
have
wear, what do you have to wear, what? Yeah.
depending on what water you go into, like if you go to
Mm-hmm.
some water where it's like really warm in, for example, um yeah, somewhere where the weather is warm or somewhere where you're inside, um, then you can wear like short stuff. But if you go somewhere like in,
I think you have to wear something skin tight. But what kind of like oxygen tank? I am talking about the oxygen tank, stuff like that.
just oh, you have like a vest,
Mm-hmm.
which like you can from your tank with
Mm-hmm.
that you have on your back, you can blow air into your vest, so you don't, so you can regulate depending on the pressure that's on you. You can regulate um whether you want to go up or go down or stay where you are, and you have to wear, what are they called? The long thingies on your foot.
Okay, I know. It helps you to swim,
Yeah.
but it will also make it difficult to flap your legs, I think. Right?
It doesn't make it difficult. There's just more
More push you will get.
yeah. You have like a bigger,
Bigger, instead of having this much foot, you will have like instead of having, you'll have it, then you'll have a big foot.
yeah.
Makes sense a
You
lot.
can push more water out of the way, so you can
Instead of having a small propeller, like have you seen the Titanic movie?
yeah.
So
No.
when the ships, no,
I don't think so, no.
you haven't seen the movie Titanic. See it as soon as possible. It's world famous. But when the ship goes down, then
Hmm.
you will get to see the propellers. Below the ship, there are three propellers probably. My headphone. I have a big headphone over here. Below the ship, there are three propellers. The
Hmm.
propellers are huge, so they could use tiny this much propellers, but they used gigantic propellers because of that to push off more water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so size and how fast it is moving, both of those things
Yes.
will matter. Like if you flap your legs slowly,
Hmm.
you'll get some push, because I also learned swimming and it's really interesting for me. But if you move your legs faster, you'll go faster, right?
Yeah.
So
The faster you move your legs, the faster you go.
yeah,
But also it's more straining. Like your legs are gonna be in more pain if you do it faster because you're not supposed to. Where's my camera? You're not supposed to bend your knee like that and
mm-hmm,
like do it with your knee.
mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to do it with like your whole leg and just bend the knee a little bit.
Okay, you are
So
not
it's
supposed to bend your knee.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot my lessons. I learned it years ago.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
have to
you're
keep them
supposed.
straight and move it over, like move it like that. Or
Yeah,
maybe a little bit. Move. You have to move your knee a little bit.
yeah, just a
Hmm.
little bit, but not completely bend. Oh, where the fuck is? Yeah, you're just not supposed to completely bend it.
And what about your hands? Like, do you breathe like that? Do you bend on both sides or one side only? Like to take the
When you're
breath
diving or when you're
when you are
swimming.
swimming. Like to take the breath, you are going like that to take the breath. Do you just move on one side? I used to do it on one side.
Yeah, when I'm doing what's it called in English? I don't even know. I think it's freestyle.
Freestyle,
You
yes.
mean
There is
when you're
butterfly. There is freestyle. Yeah,
yeah, there's a freestyle, butterfly, and then another one. I don't know how it's called in English.
I don't know.
Yeah, when I do a freestyle, I only breathe to one side.
One side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one side. Um, but if I'm like, there's this
Mm-hmm.
technique where you're pushing yourself out of the water for
Then you
taking
can go
breath.
both sides, both the sides.
Yeah,
Right.
there's not any sides. You're just completely out of the water. Your head is just completely out of the
But
water.
it's too hard to float. Like if you want to keep your head totally above the water and float, it's too difficult. Do you understand?
Mm, no.
Like if you are trying to float, like let's
Hmm.
say there is water. Okay.
Hmm.
If I just float like that and just my nose is up to take the breath, then it's really easy to breathe. But if you are trying to float with your head up, with your full head up, it's you have to push a lot. You have to use a lot of energy, which is really difficult. Do you understand?
Yeah, but like when you're, I don't really know.
How do
What
you
I
float?
do know,
How do you float?
how do I float?
Like that, if there is a body of water, then how will you float?
Um,
Like,
I,
do you float in a lying position or in a straight position?
if I'm just
Which one do you
um,
prefer?
well, if
Which
I'm
one is
talking
easier?
to another person,
Uh-huh.
like who's with me in the water, then obviously I'll be just straight in the water to look at the other person.
Uh-huh.
But if I'm like, um, for example, for example, I swim out somewhere, like just let's just say the ocean, like on the beach. I swim out too far and know I won't be getting back because I'm too tired. Then I lay myself on my back and
Ah.
like rest for like two
And
to
only your
three
nose
minutes,
is
and
out
then
of the water, and the rest of your
no,
body.
when I'm laying on my
Mm-hmm.
back, then
Mm-hmm.
my complete face is out of the
Yeah,
water.
like only your face, only this much portion. Your ears are down. Your ears are below the water, right?
Yeah,
So it's way easier to float like that than floating with your head up, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And what about diving?
When you dive, you don't use your arms as much. You kind of just wrong direction. Sorry. You just kind of push them in front of you
Mm-hmm.
and do the whole thing with your legs. And your arms are really just do I want to go left or right? Or when I am somewhere underwater, like at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to move somewhere, then I can do that with my hands, like push me in the water.
Okay.
But
Oh, wow, awesome. But if you are deep in the sea or deep in the water, then when you
mhm.
come up, what do you have to do?
You have to take safety breaks.
Like
That is what,
you have to stop for, and when you go down, you have to do the same thing too, right?
yeah, but also no. Um,
No?
because the brakes when you go up again, the brakes are much longer because um there's a gap if you're too far or if you're down or really deep, really long, there's a gas that builds inside your body. And those safety stops are for your body to breathe that gas out, which you can't do enough if you're deep underwater, or it's gonna multiply the higher you get.
Like if you go from deep to, like you have to stop, let's say 10 times. But if you go from up to down, you can only do it with 3 times. Some, is it like that? Or it is longer,
Um,
the time period is longer when you
the time
go.
period is longer.
Okay, but the
When you
number
go
of times you have
down,
to do, it's the same.
mm, no, I'd say if you go down, it's more often
Okay, you have to do it much more often.
when you go down.
Mhm.
Um, because the stops when you go down are for pressure building. So when you go down, you obviously you have to do like that where you pinch your nose and try to breathe through
Mhm.
it, and your ears plop.
I don't know. What is
Try
it?
to hold your nose closed and breathe out through your nose.
I cannot breathe. Like if my nostrils are closed, I cannot breathe. I can
Yeah,
breathe.
that's the point. And then breathe out really hard.
Oh, my ears will pop. It's
Yeah,
something like that.
that's
Is it good for you? Is it good for you if your
yeah,
ears pop? Good. It's good
yeah.
for.
That's what it's supposed to do because that's
Like
your
when
ear
do.
is regulating the pressure from outside that you get from the water. And the deeper you go, obviously the more pressure you get, and then your ear can burst. So what you do is it really hurts. It's like the deeper you go, your ears at some point start to hurt, and then you do that to regulate the pressure inside your skull.
You have to do
Then
it
it's
in the water.
Yeah,
Not outside the water, then it is safe. I understand, but I was talking about outside of the out of the water, then it is not safe. I don't think it's safe out of the water.
the out of the water it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but when you're in the water you have to do it after some time.
Yeah, you'll know when your ears start hurting, and then you do it. And if
If
you're
you,
not able to, if there's too much pressure, then you go a little up, like 2 meters maybe. Try it again, and then it should work, and then you can go farther down.
then do you have to do it again after
Ev
some
Yeah,
time?
you have to do. That's what I said. You have to stop more often
uh,
because it's gonna happen. Like depending on how far down you go,
and how many
it's
how
gonna
many times do
happen.
you have to do? How many times for you? How what is the maximum time you did?
It's just whenever it's different for everybody. It's whenever your ear hurts.
Okay. And how did you go in your life?
20 meters.
20 meters.
Hmm.
It's really unsafe to go deeper than that, I think, right?
No, not really. But the license that I did
Okay.
is like
Mm-hmm.
with that much you can only do 20 meters, and obviously they showed us where the 20 meters are. Like took us down 20 meters to be like, this is the deepest you can go, um, to give us the feeling and stuff.
So you also need to have a license.
Yeah, that's how I got the license.
Okay. Like if you don't have a license, you cannot go you cannot do this.
Hmm.
You know, like when you drive a car, you have to get a license, otherwise you cannot drive. Similarly, if you want to dive, you have to get a license, otherwise you cannot
Yeah.
dive. Understood. Do you have any other talent?
Um, yeah, well, I'm a lifeguard and I play basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Um, I went snowboarding once, which was fun. But since yeah,
Snowboarding, like only one board or two? Only one, I think.
snowboarding is one
Mm-hmm.
and skiing is
It's two.
two.
Yeah, my English is not
And
the
I did,
best, so pardon me.
it's okay.
Okay.
I did both things,
Mhm.
but snowboarding was which what I think was more fun. It's
Yeah,
also more dangerous, but also more fun.
somebody told me the same thing. More dangerous but more fun.
Yeah. My brother broke his arm while snowboarding.
Which part? This part, that part, which part? Which
Here, I
arm?
think.
Which arm? Right arm? Left
I
arm?
don't know. I think the
Forward?
right arm. I think right,
Right arm.
but I'm not too sure.
Okay, okay. When did it happen? It must happened many years ago.
Yeah, like uh 3 or 4 years ago,
So
maybe.
years ago, so it's common to forget, I think.
Hmm?
Okay, he broke this part.
Hmm?
He got a fracture, or he really broke.
He really broke.
Like, oh no, that's bad. There are two bones in your hand. This he broke his hand means he broke both of, like it became like this. I mean, he had plaster and stuff. That's why it was not like that. But if he didn't have plaster or something, it will become like this. It's really dangerous.
Hmm?
Snowboarding is dangerous for sure.
It
Huh.
is.
But it's more fun, but you have to do it in a controlled place.
Yeah.
Why did it happen? Why did the accident happen?
Because my stepmother can snowboard really well. She's done it for several years. For like,
She
yeah,
can snowboard really well. Can.
yeah.
Okay.
And it was the first time that my brother snowboarded. Like not the first time, but the first week. And he was trying to do a little trick that is supposed to be easy.
Supposed to be
Um,
easy.
supposed to be easy.
Okay.
And he tried to do it, but he couldn't, and fell right on his arm, and then It snapped.
It was snow, right? He was snowboarding on snow, but still the snow was not that deep or something.
Well, it was. I
Yeah,
think it
the
was just maybe. I don't. Yeah. Well, it's not like the snow you have outside. If it's when it snows, obviously they press it together for people to ski and snowboard on there, because otherwise they would just obviously it's several meters deep because it's in the hills and it
hmm.
snows a lot. Um, and they press it down so that people don't sink into it. And I think my brother, I think he like tumbled down, not tumbled.
How old is he?
Was it now
Right,
he's back then
now,
or now?
now.
Now he's almost 18.
So it happened around 14 or 15.
Yeah, around that time.
Okay, he was not that big, so he must have cried a lot when it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. There was another. I don't know. I also know a similar story like that, but I don't have to tell you that. Like, do you want to know? If you want to know, I can tell you.
I think actually I have to go to
Yeah, you should
bed.
sleep.
Like,
Yeah, you should sleep.
yeah.
Yeah, go then.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.